Some people say I have a waist problem. I tell them it's because I have button jeans. While readers won't have much trouble with that statement, listeners will need it spelling out, so here goes. My maternal grandmother's family name was Button. I've mentioned this before. Again, listeners, you'll just have to trust me. There's a link. And I hate to see food wasted. This can cause argument. My maternal grandmother was a significant but distant presence in my early life, as she lived in another country, 6,000 miles away. I spent a few months either side of my 5th birthday with her there, where she taught me to read and write, and she spent a similar period in my family home when I was about 10. In between those times, she would send me regular parcels of the funny pages from her Sunday newspaper, which is how I learned about American culture, Blondie and Dagwood, Lil Abner, and whatever lay between. I have a lot to be grateful to her for. Anyway, when she stayed with us, she developed, or as it now seems to me, revealed, a habit of offering to take everyone's plates to the kitchen at the end of the meal. Sometime into this arrangement, my mother or father or I followed close behind for some reason, and found Granny licking all the plates clean. Now, be advised, this was my mother's kitchen in England in the 1960s. Food was not that scarce, portions were not that small, that anyone in my family went hungry. On the other hand, it was unheard of for anyone to leave food on their plate. My mother wouldn't serve anyone with something she knew they wouldn't eat. Granny was licking up the last of the gravy, scouring the scrapings of mashed potato that cutlery left behind, from everyone's plate. We made a joke of it. If I'd licked my plate, I'd have been chastised for my rudeness. I know, because I occasionally did, and was. Where Granny was concerned, it was different. Licking plates was just what she did, and it was funny because we all agreed so. Nobody asked, and I never wondered, why she did it. It was half a century before I found out about her childhood. In the late 1800s, as now, opinions differed over whether poverty should be alleviated or punished. Municipal authorities, tasked with operating workhouses for the relief of the destitute, balanced the argument by providing both alleviation and punishment at the same time. My grandmother first entered Lambeth Workhouse at the age of 2. 10 years on, she was still there. For all I know, licking one's plate was encouraged in the workhouse. Oliver Twist was a documentary. Not eating every scrap of food on offer, however poor its quality, would mean going hungrier than necessary. Wasting it would amount to a sin. My grandmother passed that rule on to her children, and it came down to me. I'm the go-to guy when there's a mixing bowl to clean, and I have an armoury of spatulas to assist me in the task. Not much goes down the kitchen drain in my house. I like a clean plate. I'm known for it. When I'm done, only the definitely not edible, the bare bones, remains. It's almost as rare now as it was in my childhood for me not to finish a meal. I take a dim view of restaurants that serve far more than most people can manage, because I know I will try to eat it all, regardless of the physical discomfort. My mental well-being demands it. I was never as poor as my grandmother must have been. I've been hungry. I haven't starved. First time there was too much month left at the end of my money, there was at least some backup food in the cupboard. The second time I applied for and was granted a credit card, and after far longer than I might have predicted, I was able to do without it. Now, with more years behind me than my grandmother achieved, I've got everything I need. And still, I'm sometimes tempted to lick my plate. I don't, of course. Well, not if anyone's watching.